Can you look at the camera, babe?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Boop. Bring that whole computer over to your left. Bring everything over you and everything else. Perfect. There you go. That's better. All right. Let's get the chat room cooking. There's a restream chat. We should be back in business. Back in. Oh, that did not work. Okay, let's try this. Oh, here we go. That did not work either. Great. Our chat is just going to say the wrong thing. We are streaming. We're having a tough time getting out to everybody. Is your, how many tabs? Can you close all those tabs, please?
Sure.
All the tabs that are not our show. Don't know what's going on. We got people back in the Facebooks. Let's go to chat. While we get warmed back up here, get everybody rolling. Okay, I think you're good at this point, babe. Pedro Rodriguez, hey, how you doing? Sean is back, Twitch is back, Edward Rocco is back in the saddle again. Cobalt, yes, everyone, how the hell are you? Good to go, let's go. Okay, I can quit this now, baby, we're done with that. And I'm just going to start recording here. Boom, boom, boom. A boom, 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 boom. Yeah, baby, say something.
Hello, hello, hello. I was trying to quit stuff.
You're good. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Go,
yeah, but I got to get back up the chat room.
Get your chat room back up and we'll go.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, no, I can do it this way.
All right, guys, we are getting geared up for our show. Steve, we're recording from right now just to make sure we don't miss anything because everything is so lovely and special and we don't have the questions. Okay, so we're going to do that on here. I don't have them on here either. Where were the questions, honey?
Okay, so I printed the script, but the questions are, if you go to this Google Doc, we're back to the original Google Doc. There
we go. Oh, we do the script. All right, you ready to get rolling?
Mm-hmm.
Let's give it a shot. See how we do. Should be a good time. Okay, next time we're going to want a new page here. All right. Okay, we're going into deep cuts, as you all well know, because we are still figuring out this shift over format. We're doing the best that we can. You ready?
Yes.
We happy few here at Empty Set are finally going back to Atlanta for Dragon Con in full force for the first time since the 2020 lockdown. Come on out and hang, but there's more to it, isn't there?
There is. We'll talk about our plans and schedules at Empty Set. Yes, there is. As we talk about our plans and schedule as Empty Set goes back to Dragon Con and how conventions in 2025 went for us and how conventions have changed.
We got to do that again. This is how creators prepare for a convention, right? That's the topic today. Dragon Con, how creators, that's the old chunk of text. So just wing and say, we'll talk about how creators and authors prepare for a convention right after this.
Okay, I will totally do that, but the actual, like what you're going to read after that says how you are.
Yeah, I need it for the teaser. Can you just do that line?
Yeah, I'm with you. But do we need to change the second line too?
No.
Okay. So I'm just saying how creators prepare for conventions.
Yes, we're going to talk about how creators and authors prepare for conventions right after this.
Yes, we're going to talk about how creators and authors prepare for conventions right after this.
Let's get our chat back. Steve, lots of problems today. We're still figuring it out, though. I did restart the chat, and it just said, it said, go fuck yourself. I'm not responding for nothing. Let's see if we get any chat in this motherfucker right now. We love seeing the chat. We want to see the chat. The chat's all about. And there we go. Everybody is back. Okay, here we go. Right, babe?
Mm-hmm.
Probably got to reset that timer, I think, Pumpkin. You want me to do it?
No, I got it.
Okay, here we go. Hit it. Welcome to Deep Cuts, the bonus episode of the Scott Ziegler Slices fiction podcast, where a sci-fi author and audiobook narrator discuss things and stuff in the world of fiction and in pop culture. I am Scott Ziegler, sci-fi horror author known far and wide as the future dark overlord.
And I am A.B. Ziegler, audiobook narrator and publisher at Empty Set Entertainment. And tonight, we're talking about our DragonCon experience and how authors prepare for conventions post-pandemic.
Yeah, we're not talking about the post-pandemic. That's not in there, is it? We're not talking about that this time. We're not talking about post-pandemic. We're just talking about how to prepare for conventions. Is there any post-pandemic content in our questions? Never mind. It's all right. Let's go. A reminder, this is a bonus episode in the Scott Ziegler Slices podcast feed, not part of any particular story. You don't have to listen to this episode to keep up on our current tale, but we think you'll like this peek behind the storyteller curtain. Pumpkin, let's get into it.
All right. Let's look at our working document for how to prepare for conventions. So things have changed in the last handful of years. I don't know how to talk about this unless I'm talking about
Just wing it. Just wing it.
Okay.
That's all we've got, babe. There's this. There's nothing here about...
Right, but you said don't say post-pandemic.
Yeah, but there's nothing... Look, there's nothing here. We have... This is our regular script. All we have here is the content. Guys, we've got some... We tried going to Google Docs this time, and clearly that has caused a little bit of confusion in the house. So why don't we just jump right into, we're heading to DragonCon and talk about, just go through these questions and how we prepare for DragonCon.
I thought I was doing a different thing. So sorry about that, you guys. So yes, we are coming to DragonCon. We are talking about the panels that Scott has, the panels that we have with other people, which is only one, and how you prepare and be safe and make sure that your experience is safe with people who meet up with you.
All right, so DragonCon is coming up. We are going to DragonCon for the first time since 2020. Now, of course, as you mentioned, with COVID and lockdowns, people stopped going to cons stopped happening, but things seem to be springing back. So we're heading back to one of the granddaddies of them all. DragonCon in Atlanta, 50,000 people cramming into downtown Atlanta, the hotel district, to have a wonderful time of costuming and cosplay and sci-fi and horror and anime and movies and TV and everything else. But of course, we are on the book track because we are book people. So what we're going to start talking about right now, give you a little peek behind the curtain. How do creators, particularly authors, prepare to go to a convention, and what the fuck do they do when they get there?
Awesome. So let's start what you do before you leave. If you have a little time before you leave, what do you do? Say you have 10 days before you leave. What do you do leading up to the time?
What do you do with it? In the chat room, Steve Rickenberg says, did you say 50,000? I think it means 75,000. 75,000 people at DragonCon?
It's somewhere between 64 insane. And 75 right now, I think.
All right, so here we go. Here's the steps we go through. Number one, you're going to be sleep deprived when we're at the con. There's all kinds of stuff going on. If there's parties or staying up late or wandering around downtown Atlanta, going to get a Whopper at 3 a.m., anything you want to do, you can do. You need to make sure you're caught up on your sleep before you go to the con. If you show up to the con already exhausted, already tired, you haven't slept a whole lot, the con will run a train on your pooper. It's going to be very, very, very bad. Another thing...
Wait, I have to say, this next one is actually a thing that we often do for San Diego.
Run a train on somebody's pooper?
No, it wasn't that. That was the one I got very overwhelmed about. But what I wanted to say is we normally arrive, since we're locals to San Diego Comic-Con, we arrive kind of just finishing timelines and deadlines and having a weekend. So the other thing is... try to be caught up on deadlines.
Try to be caught up on deadlines. So in the years past I've been at DragonCon, I would say at like every 4 out of 5 DragonCons, I go to panels, leave a panel, go back to my room, because I'm writing under deadline and have to be writing all the time I'm not at the panels, and usually allow myself to like go hang out with the fun people like 8 or 9 p.m. So if you are a creator going to a con, if you're an author going to a con, try really, really hard to button up your projects, make sure they're in a position you can pick them back up when you come back home, and try to avoid working on projects while you're at a con, which I say every author does. Jonathan Mayberry is famous for, does panels, goes right back to his room because he's writing. He's got a word count. So, but say you're heading to a panel, baby. Yeah, go ahead.
But I think the thing you just said right there is so important, because showing up knowing you need to have things buttoned up so you can step out of what you're doing, go do whatever you're doing at the convention, and then step back into what you're doing is absolutely essential for at least every writer I've ever met. Every writer I've ever met at any convention is clocking what they can say in public and what they can write in private, and what their timeline is for both of those, I think.
Yep. And the last thing we'll say about that is it's important. Creators learn this as they go on with their careers, no matter what they do. When you have to stop to go do something else for the career, which is what a con is for a creator. If you go to a con, you're trying to meet fans, make new connections, find new business opportunities. You need to finish up your projects in a way that lets you pick it up right when you get home. So don't just write or paint or create until you stop and go. You need to give yourself a day or two to button everything up, make notes, finish those thoughts, make sure that the stuff is finished. Because if you stop in the middle of it, go away for 5 days, maybe drink a little at DragonCon, who knows? Come back, you're going to be looking at your notes like, the fuck does cross wrench in the field mean? Jesus Christ.
And we have had this hamstring us. We have had that moment hamstring us with Scott going to DragonCon with notes and then having the notes get a little messed up. So you must share your schedule on the socials. And actually, this will take a second because I had this prepped for the other interface. But let me come over here. And where's my OBS? I'm lost. Hold on one sec, guys. So you guys listening at home, I'm super confused. Oh, here we are. This is it. No, where's OBS? Isn't that's Restream?
There's OBS. Yeah. There we go right there. Let me bring this over here where I can see it. So you guys listening to the podcast of this, we do this live every Wednesday at facebook.com/Scott Sigler, youtube.com/Scott Sigler. Oh, there we go, right there.
Oh, sorry.
And Twitch. Is it twitch.com?
Yeah.
That's twitch.com/Scott Sigler. So let me a second here. There we go. So when you do things live, often you make many mistakes. So we're just going to call this up right here. Image 2. Those watching at home, watching live, here is the schedule.
Look at our sweet tiny.
Got to bring this in. You're going to see some fuzziness on the side here. Hold on.
What a good Reese Pieces that is.
All right. So those of you listening at home, we have a graphic up because I do a graphic for every convention that I share on my socials, which lets everybody who follows me know what my schedule is. And this is, so we'll take this off now. And we're actually going to read this to you. So here's my schedule for DragonCon. To give you an idea, those of you listening at home, how difficult this shit can be. First panel is Thursday, Digital Confluence, where creators and fans unite. Attention all digital media enthusiasts, creators, and fans. Get ready for Digital Confluence, the ultimate gathering where imagination meets innovation. Whether a YouTuber, Switch streamer, TikTok star, or an avid fan, this event has something for everyone. Panelists involve Charles McFall, Clint McElroy, Justin McElroy, the famous McElroy Bros, a swan named Emily, Scott Sigler, and Alex.
And you and Alex. So this is a great confluence of many types of engaging digitally with fans that you like, or creators that you like, I think.
Friday at 11 a.m., I get to do War is Hell, military horror fiction.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Dive headfirst into this panel about the war zone where trauma, fear, and the supernatural march side by side. And the panelists are Jonathan Mayberry, who's amazing. Casey Lynn Ezel, I don't think I've met yet. Scott Ziegler, Waylon Smith, Rachel A. Byrne, and Henry Hers. That is in Peachtree 1-2 Western. We're just going to go through these to give you an idea, because by the time you guys get this, probably will be gone. And then Digital Media Podcast Track 20th Anniversary Panel, Friday, 2:30 p.m., Galleria 6 in the Hilton. Celebrate 20 years of podcasting at DragonCon. Join us for stories from the early days, the evolution in digital media, and how this vibrant track became a con favorite, a must for fans, creators, and anyone who hit record and shared their voice. When we started going to DragonCon, was it 20 years ago? I don't know.
I think you before me, but
we
yeah.
started to be featured on this track, and we're going to get to see so many people who started way back when in 95. It's going to be great. And then on Saturday, Blood Feud, Totally Reloaded. The classic DragonCon Nerd Clash returns from its year-long slumber in which it dreamt only of making you laugh. Two geeky teams battle in a family feud-style showdown to prove who knows nerd culture best. But are their greatest enemies each other or the judges? And then to finish things up, the ultimate DragonCon experience. Saturday at 11:30 p.m. Galleria 6 in the Hilton for 1 hour, and then whatever come may be afterwards. One for the Junkies with Scott Ziegler. Best-selling science fiction and horror author and podcaster, Scott Ziegler holds court with his fans who call themselves junkies to share stories, answer questions, and to get up to shenanigans. That's how it's printed in the DragonCon manual, you guys. It is great. So what we've done is we have shared...
Are you ready to shenan?
I'm going to in again. Between us were the shenanigans.
Are you ready to shenan again?
This is shenan. I'm again. Together we're the shenanigans. Oh my God, that was so bad. I'm actually laughing at it. So that is sharing your schedule. You can do that much easier than we did it by simply sharing your fucking schedule. I make a graphic that is the same con to con. I just change the image, change the events, change the text, change the logo. Save yourself time. Now, this one is really important. For many years of experience, you need to learn your elevator pitches. And it doesn't matter whether you are a graphic artist, a painter, you work with cars, you make props, you are an author, you are a YouTube star, you need to have your elevator pitches. Within 15 seconds of meeting someone, when they say, "What do?" You need to be able to spit that out flawlessly, quickly, with hooks that bring you in and make sure that people immediately understand. And then if they want to ask more questions, they will. I am a long form text narrative creator. It is really difficult for me to tell you the plot to one of my books in 15 seconds, but it's an important skill, and you have to learn this for what kind of stuff do you have to learn this for, babe?
So you said the thing. You said, I'm a long form fiction creator. You had the elevator pitch that is necessary.
I have to work on the elevator pitch, because I will talk to you for 30 minutes to explain a 100-word short story.
But saying, oh, do I have 4 seconds? I'm a long form fiction content creator is what you do.
Well, for me, it's more about when I go on a panel and you get introduced, someone like Henry Hers, who moderates a lot of panels I'm on, Scott Ziegler, and Scott, tell us about your current book. And I have to be able to say something very quick. For example, within 15 seconds, The Rookies, book 1 of the Galactic Football League. It is an American pro football franchise, 600 years in the future, set in it. Say, I fucked that up already. Here we go. Let's try again. The Rookies, book 1 of the Galactic Football League. It is a far future sci-fi quest set against the backdrop of an American football league with aliens playing different positions based on their physiology. I like to call it Star Wars meets The Godfather meets Any Given Sunday. And I dropped 2 sentences I usually have in that. This is a thing creators need to rehearse. Your elevator pitch needs to be 15 seconds for just the light one. And then if someone says like, tell me more about this book, then you can have a 30-second one. And the phrase elevator pitch comes from the concept, you're trapped in an elevator with Spielberg. You've got 3 floors. And he says, so what do you do? Boom. You spit that out. Oh, that's interesting. Do you have any projects? And you can tell him the projects. Also, this is for things that you already have for sale, things that you already do. And then you want elevator pitches for things that you want to work on or in the process of working on. Practice these things. You're going to meet hundreds of people. They're all going to ask basically the same question, and you need to be able to spit it out quick So they get it, they get hooked, and they want to learn more about you, or they understand your work is not for them, which is also fine.
We will talk about our plans and schedule at DragonCon for Empty Set, and as Scott heads back to do more panels at DragonCon and how conventions in 2025 went for us right after this quick break.
Okay, ready to snap in? Okay, ready for the ready for this come back in, babe?
Yeah, I have to just call up.
30, do a 30. 30's gonna be fine. Then we're gonna power through these. Ready? And we are back on Deep Cuts.
A reminder, this is a bonus episode.
No, you're in the wrong place, baby. This is the commercial break, sweetheart. You're just getting right back into the questions.
Oh, okay. You just said something.
Yeah,
about
and
a
we're
quick
back
break.
to Deep Cuts. This is you right here.
Okay.
Go ahead. You start with this in this episode.
This episode, we're talking about our DragonCon schedule and how conventions have changed post-pandemic.
Which we have changed on the fly, as often happens in live TV, to talk about how creators prepare for cons. And we're using DragonCon as our example. So, baby, tell them, make this one right here. This one right, tell them this one right here. What do you have to do before you leave your home?
This is a thing we do poorly and we should do better. Sorry. Now I realize that's not the way to say that. What you should do before you leave your home is get current on your books and your products and your appearances on your website. And make sure all of your contact info is updated, and go over it so there's no dead pages.
And we've had websites. She and I have had websites for 25 years now. So every time you change over a website, or you've had a new website for like 3-4 years, you can have dead pages all over, dead images, dead links. Make sure your main page is up to date. Make sure your contact info, as she mentioned, is up to date, because people will hear about you in passing at a con, want to look up more about you, and usually the Google result number one for your name is yourname.com. And you want to make sure that information is all current. You don't have dead links. There are things like there's a book they can't buy anymore on your front page. Make sure that is all up to date. Other preparations. Ready for these?
Many.
Here's a big one. If you're lucky enough to be on a panel or more than one panel, look at the program guide website or the program guide itself when you check in, and know about your fellow panelists. You don't have to be a stalker. You don't have to read, like if I'm on a panel with Jonathan Mayberry, I don't have to read every book he's ever wrote. I should know what his current book is.
Just know a little bit.
A little bit. I should at least know the name. I should know the gist of what they do. And if I have time, I want to make sure I've consumed a little bit of that work. If I'm on with another social media personality or podcaster, I want to be familiar with what they do. Because trust me, from personal experience, there is nothing more embarrassing than saying, "Oh, hi, I'm Scott. Who are you? What do you do?" And you're like, "This is the number 3 fucking YouTuber in the world, bro." And like, you're just like, "Oh my God, I'm so fun." I've done this more times than I can count. Find out who your panelists are, spend 10 minutes on each panelist, familiarize yourself. So it's number 1, so you don't embarrass yourself. Number 2, so you don't embarrass your panelists. And number 3, because panels that you are on is where you make amazing contacts that can influence your career. You can influence their career, and you open yourself up to this broader network. The first time I met Jonathan Mayberry was on a panel hosted by Dr. John Smar. And
I think at DragonCon.
I think maybe Balticon. Anyways, the point is,
Balticon or DragonCon, East Coast though.
I took the time. I had not read Jonathan's work yet. I took the time, and I happened to read his first book before the panel, and it went great. I was on a panel with George R. Martin, and believe it or not, this is a very long time ago. I was so indie, I wasn't even out with anybody. Just put out my own book. I was on a panel. I'm like, I think I've heard of this George guy. So I went out and read the first book in the Game of Thrones series, and was able to talk intelligently sitting on a panel with George R. R. Martin. And how embarrassing would it have fucking been when he just had book 1 out. It was already a phenomenon. If I didn't know who the guy was. So learn your panelists. There are so many people who have so many fans, people who love their work. Do your due diligence. Just make sure you're familiar with what the people around you are doing. Hopefully they do the same thing, but it doesn't matter if they do not. And Aya's on here. This one?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thoughtfully prepare your presentations. Thoughtfully prepare what you want to say. Because here's the thing. Often you may engage with people on your panel and change the thing you're talking about, but you still need to thoughtfully prepare those, because a lot of times they want to hear your thoughtfully prepared interpretation.
They do. And now I'll iterate. You don't reiterate, you iterate. Know your fucking elevator pitches, because you're on a panel. If you get people there to see you because they came to see you, awesome. Most of the people attending a panel, including your other panelists, don't know fuck all about you or what you create. You need to be able to drop that 15-second gem and be just spouting out gems, spouting out nuggets. And they're like, that sounds really interesting. Get in, hit it, quit it, forget it, get back out. And you need to know that. So, and do not try to tailor your elevator pitch to the panel that you are on. You will confuse yourself. You want to have your stock 15-second drop. So when they say, hey, tell us about your thing, like, ba, 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 and then you sit back.
It needs to be 15 seconds.
And if you are a panelist, this is great advice, which most people don't listen to. Take your phone, set it in front of you, and behind the nameplate, put the clock on it, and don't let yourself talk for more than 60 seconds. The number of people I've been on panels with that will talk for 5 minutes with diarrhea of the mouth, completely disrespecting their panelists and the people in the audience and talking about whatever crosses their mind, happens a lot. If you get to be on a panel, be a pro, say what you got to say, and make sure you make a lot of room for the other people. Now, let's talk about the important shit, things to pack. Things to pack. We got to do, if you have promo items, make sure you pack them. 3 of the last 5 cons I've been to, I've forgotten postcards that we had made to promote my goddamn books, and I did not bring them. If you have those things, bring them. Do you have to break your back to get those? Maybe not. Have a couple of books or pictures or product on you at all time. Let's say you do wind up in an elevator with Spielberg and he thinks you're fucking hysterical. Have a book in your bag. Have something ready for those special contacts like, hey, if you want this, here's this. Don't push it, but make sure it's on you, because following up is often difficult. Very important. Baby, I want you to read this in your most dramatic voice.
Bring Sharpies.
That's scary. Bring Sharpies. Okay.
You asked me.
I did.
For one
and
thing.
I'm afraid now. I'm afraid. My balls have shriveled up somewhere up on my sternum right now. So bring Sharpies, bring pens. Here's a couple other things to bring. Hand sanitizer, have one. Bring a bag, dude. If you're a guy, make sure you got a jacket with pockets. I wear a vest, a denim vest that has a bunch of pockets inside. Hand sanitizer. Business cards are critical. Make sure you pack those with you. And planning beforehand. Think about what you're going to wear to your panels.
Oh, that's so important. A capsule wardrobe is so important. And I'm going to feel like a lot of you don't know what I meant when I said capsule wardrobe. What you're doing is you're kludging in underpants, undergarments, if you're a girl needs a bra or whatever.
Mormon, bring your undergarments.
Right. Any undergarments are fine, but also you are kludging in for capsule wardrobe, the shortest distance between the points, right? You need non-sweaty shirt, non-sweaty pants, non-sweaty underpants, non-sweaty bra, whatever it is. You just need to kludge that in every day. And listen, I appreciate that sometimes it's not sweaty. But you can still do that. You can still kludge in everything you need for your capsule wardrobe to wear things that are not.
In the chat room, we got Brian says Frankie never plans. He just says Frankie is my cousin, Francis Dominic Olivieri. He wears one outfit. He just has one change of clothes. He never changes his clothes. Apparently, he launders them or brings multiples. But you're going to be there for 4 days. Make sure you plan out. As I mentioned, you need clean underwear, bros and broettes. You need deodorant. The cons are sweaty and hot, sweltering, claustrophobic, and you're packed in with all these people. The air conditioning never works. It gets swampy and nasty. Bring deodorant. When you get back to your room from the con, shower. When you wake up, shower. This may sound insulting to some people. If your habit is to only bathe once every 3 or 4 days, I got no judgments on that. But at a con, get some soap, scrub those pits and bits. Do not show up to the con stinking with BO. It's very difficult, and it happens easily in Atlanta. It's going to be 80 fucking degrees. When we go to a con in Phoenix, it's 98 to 100. When I walk 3 or 4 blocks from the hotel to the con, I am a swamp monster by the end of that. You got to be cleaned up. Your stuff's got to be ready to go. You don't want to be stinky and not know it. You don't want to be a grossy Josie. So pay attention to that. Now,
Grossy Josie.
Grossy Josie. Let's talk about things to pack. Promo items, as we mentioned. Make sure if you've got promo items, pack them days ahead of time. Postcards, bookmarks, tchotchkes, anything that you do, make sure you have them. Now, people who have a booth, that's a different set of planning. We don't have a booth. We're not going to talk about that. We're talking about you just being an individual creator at a con. Again, make sure you've got 2 or 3 of your product books so that you have them in your bag in case you meet someone who thinks you're the most fascinating creature in the world and they want to work with you. You've got a book to hand out. You don't want to give it away right away.
However,
yes,
every single moment of every single day, if you are a person who has written a book, bring Sharpies to your event.
Yes.
I cannot bring this more to the forefront for you to, on every moment of your person, bring Sharpies to sign a book. So, because people will want you to sign their book.
Let's go over the basic things back. We're going over the list right now. Promo items, bookmarks, postcards, tchotchkes. Make sure those are packed. Books to give away to contacts, right? And as she mentioned, Sharpies. Bring hand sanitizer. It can get gross. Business cards. If you don't have them, get them. They still matter to a lot of the olds. Accessible info on where people can find your stuff. Make sure you've got your website on your business cards, on your postcards, your social media on there, and what to bring. Finally, we're going to finish this up. What to bring to the panel. Get a bag. If you have a bag, clean out your bag and plan for the con by what's going to go into the bag. And the bag is with you when you go to the panel. When you go to the dealer room, you've got this bag on you. If you're a dude and you have a coat that has many pockets, you can do that, but you need to have these things on you. Again, the business cards, your promo items, snacks. When you are leaving your hotel, going to a panel, you may have a panel, you may have 2 panels, you may have 3 in a row, you may decide to go to the dealer's room, you may be away from your room for a while, just in case you get peckish. You need some form of sustenance on your body. Otherwise, you're going to pay $40 for a piece of pizza. And if you got $40 to blow on pizza, great. It's some of the most tasty pizza. It's horrible. But have some snacks on you just in case. And you want to what, baby? Stay hydrated.
Oh, no.
At some cons, when you sit down on a panel, there's a bottle of water waiting for you or a glass of water in a pitcher, and that's great. But not all cons. Make sure you've got water with you. Do not count on drinking fountains. Do not count on being able to get to a store to buy water because that's often unavailable. So in your bag goes at least 1 bottle of water. Masks. Have one in your pocket, in your kit. You can be the most right-wing, anti-vax motherfucker in the world. You don't know if you're going to sit down on a panel or a bus or a chair when you're watching a panel and the guy next to you is coughing up chunks of green jello. You want to have a mask on you, on your person, so that just in case the shit hits the fan, you've got it on you. I pack 3 in my bag in case the first one gets soiled by the person next to me.
Exclusively for me.
Yeah, and
to eat.
the other part of that, if you choose to wear a mask at any time, if you choose to wear a mask 24/7 while you're in this viral incubator that is a con, and anybody gives you shit about wearing a mask, fuck them. It's not their body you're taking care of. It's your body and the body of your loved ones. Let that shit roll off your back. Don't engage these bitches. Don't play asshole politics.
Yeah.
Look at them. Just look at them and say, fuck off. Well, okay. Look at them and just ignore them. It doesn't matter. You're protecting you and yours. Just do you. But have one on you. No matter how militant you are about this shit, have one. Because you'll know when there's
one on you,
chunks of black stuff coming out of a person's mouth and getting stuck in their beard.
Launch off you and give to somebody
you
else.
Want
just like
a mask. And then, of course, Sharpies. And then the last thing we will talk about tonight, the very last thing, is very important. If you're going to go to a con as an attendee, absolutely. As a panelist, 1,000%. You need your asshole armor. You need your asshole armor. And that's not armor for your asshole, which, depending on the con, is a good idea. It is, there will be flat out jerks who are there to cause problems and draw attention to themselves by causing conflict and saying snide comments, etc. They will be there. You also will have a lot of people at these cons are very socially awkward and don't really know how to communicate what they want to say. So what they say comes out loud, boisterous, snarky, insulting. It happens. And sometimes the people say the loud person is not necessarily intending to be difficult. They're just not good in that particular situation. You need your asshole armor to make sure you stay calm, you stay in the pocket. And one way to think about this is every loud asshole in the room is also a potential fan. You have a right to not be upset at these things. You spent a lot of money to go to this con. You spent your time, your irreplaceable time to go to this con. No one should be giving you shit. And yet at times, people will be giving you shit at this. You got to chill, man. So your asshole armor is a mental state, which is, hey, there's going to be some people I don't agree with. They're going to have different takes than I have. Some people are going to get a little bit loud, a little boisterous. That's okay. That's okay, man. I'm just going to totally chill in this. So think about, Recluse Mage in the chat room says thick skin. That's another way to look at it. Summarize this by saying, fucking relax. Not everybody thinks the way you do. Not everybody handles a situation the way you do. Not everybody loves Star Wars the way you do. They may shit on Star Wars in front of you. That's okay, man. That's okay. You don't have to be around them. Disengage, get away, but don't get upset. You want to have fun at your con too. So that's it, babe. I think we're done.
Yeah, we were talking about that. So.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. All right, that's it for this week's, guys. We're going to be back next episode. Babe, I don't think we've picked a topic next episode, have we? It should be something fun. It really shows it.
Next episode.
Oh, that's right. Evo.
So next week, Scott is going to read his Slices story, the new episode for his Slices story. And then there is no deep cuts episode.
All right. That is it for us. We are out of here, you guys. You guys are fantastic. We will catch you on the next episode. And goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.